morning guys, and welcome to the Isle of Barra. What a fantastic morning already. We've been followed by a pod of dolphins or porpoises on the ferry this morning. Absolutely stunning, a great sort of thing to witness. And then we get across to the island and there's rainbows happening. It's all going off at once. Unfortunately, well before I got any of my gear out to start filming. So I grabbed an image and it's right on the airfield of Barra. So on Barra itself, it's the only place that's got an airport that runs along the beach. Now unfortunately the tide's in this morning so you can't actually see it, but there's markers in the water there showing you where the actual airport runs. And then there's the terminal building, which is way out there over the other side of the road there. But yeah, it's a stunning location, and the light's just happening all around us this morning. So I think we're going to get a few images to take away, which is great. The rain's coming and going. There's rainbows happening everywhere. Right above my head, there's another one now. So yeah, so we're going to get into it. I'll find something to photograph and I'll get you into the back of the camera and try and walk you through what I'm shooting. Now this is one of the things I absolutely adore about these islands, is the light changes so fast, and it's just like clicking your fingers. It can be pouring down 1 minute and the next minute you're getting beautiful light. So what attracted me here is, if you look back over there, there's a house sitting off a peninsula over in the background there. And then you've got the layers of the mountains behind it. Now just before there you had a bit more of the rain passing through, so those hills in the background there, they looked more layered than they are now. There's a little bit more definition in them now, but it's still a beautiful scene. As you can see, that strip of land where the house is being lit, and then you've got the sea in this foreground area here in the bottom lower third of the section, the mountains in the mid-ground along with the house itself, and then the backdrop is the clouds and the drama in the clouds behind it. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to work around with that scene for a little while. I'm going to try and get you to the back of the camera, and hopefully you'll be able to see the back of the screen, and I'll show you what it looks like on there. Right, so hopefully you'll be able to see the back of the screen now. I've got the sea down in the bottom lower section of the image, and that's a lovely foreground down there. Nice blue colours to the sea, and it's not too disturbed by waves or anything like that, so I might get away with it as it is. But I'm going to put an ND filter on anyway just to smooth it out, so I've got both bits of information just in case I don't like it. Then in the mid-ground there I've got that house on that spit of land, and it's been illuminated from the right hand side by some lovely side light. And then at the top of the frame up here I've got those lovely dark clouds which add a nice bit of drama to the scene. So yeah, overall a really nice image I think. And if it turns out, I'll pop it up now. Absolutely stunning start to the day. So we're going to have a bit more of an explore today. I've never been here before, or at least I haven't been here in a long time. Beautiful place to go and explore though, and this has been a fantastic start to the day, getting this airport runway in here. Would have been really nice to have it with the tide out today and see a plane coming in, because I think that would make a fantastic shot, but just the way it is, it's high tide today, so we're not going to get that. However, there's lots to explore on Barra, and there's also a castle out in the water that we want to go and photograph today. We have a little bit of limited time today though, because the last ferry of the day has been cancelled, so we've got to get the one before it. So I think we have to be off the island today by about 4 o'clock. So it's going to be a case of a bit of a rush round, see as much as we can, get as many images as we can that work for us, and then get back across to the mainland. But yeah, really looking forward to exploring today. So let's move on to the next location. So guys, we've changed locations now. We've come to Castle Bay. So what you've got is this beautiful little village and the castle sitting out in the water in the bay there, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Now obviously we've got kind of harsh conditions, but we've got to kind of work with what we have here. So I really want to get a half decent shot of this, if it's nothing else but a record shot, something to come back to at a later date. So I've put the 100 to 200 on because it's the only way I can get close enough into it, and I want to retain that separation between the top of the building and the land beyond it. So I really need to get in as tight as possible to eliminate any sort of distraction as well. So what I'm going to do is, I've decided, looking at it, I'm going to take a shot for the castle itself and the background, so I can leave all the sky and everything as it is. I don't want any movement in the sky because it's not actually moving fast enough to create any sort of drama or mood about it if I was to extend the time on that. And then I'm going to take another shot for the water to smooth it out again slightly. Because it's quite a harsh day today, what I want to do is put a 10 stop on and just get around about a 60-second exposure just to smooth the water out and eliminate those distractions. It's not overly choppy because it's in a bay, so it's not too bad. So it's not really that much of an issue. But yeah, I'm looking at about 60 seconds with the settings I've currently got, which is f16, ISO 100, and yeah, 60-second exposure with a 10-stop filter on. Hopefully this shot turns out all right. If it does, I'll pop it up next. But as I say, even if this just turns out as a record shot for me that I can come back to when the conditions are a bit better. To be honest, I think it would actually work a little better if there was more drama in the sky and the light wasn't quite as harsh. But sometimes when you visit these places, you have to work with what you're given. You don't always have that opportunity to keep returning, but bank it for coming back to next time. So we were just discussing on the way over here, we've just come across to Eriskay now. We were just saying that it's easy not to take an image when it's a bluebird picture postcard day. And I'm guilty of that, I really do. I mean, I come to a location, I expect drama, I want something more in an image to make it pop for me. But sometimes I think it's probably good to get out of the habit of doing that all the time and still taking the image when it's like this, because after all you have to kind of think to yourself, is the image still appealing? Now it may not be appealing to me, but it might be appealing to somebody else, whether it be for commercial use like travel industry or something like that. It's probably always worth taking that image even if you think you're not going to use it later. I mean, it's got everything going for it apart from drama, this scene. Beautiful blue skies, beautiful turquoise waters. The ocean's quite calm as it is. There's so much going for it. So I think in the future, I think I'm going to look at maybe not always relying on drama and action for my sort of images. And even if it's not for display purposes, I think I'm always going to take the image in case I want to use it at a later date. So that was a little bit of a whistle-stop tour of the island of Barra. Absolutely beautiful place. We would have liked to have spent a little bit longer on the island, but the last ferry has been cancelled for today, so we've had to get here for the 3:45, which hasn't really given us that much time on the island, but we just have to work with what we've got, I'm afraid. So we're going to head back across now towards Eriskay, and then on the other side there's a shot looking down onto Eriskay ferry terminal and harbour, which makes quite a nice shot. So we're going to finish this week's video on that. Once we get across, I'll catch up with you there and run you through how we're going to work it and line up that shot. So guys, we've just come rushing off the ferry, and I've just missed the ferry just going out slightly, but I couldn't get to this fast enough without taking the image first. I wanted to get the ferry just going out of the harbour here, and the lovely curve of this harbour is just beautiful with the surrounding water that's got this lovely turquoise colour about it. So I'm including that in the frame. I'll get you to the back of the camera and I'll explain the shot I've taken. Obviously the boat's going to have moved since when you see the final image, obviously, but you'll get the idea of the layout of the shot at least. So what I'm doing, I've got this eco house down in the right hand corner down here. You've obviously got this lovely coastline with the lovely coloured turquoise water out there. You've got the breakwater which curves around. It's a really nice shape. And then the ferry was just about here on my image, just heading out of the port there. You've got the Isle of Barra in the background there, and this lovely dramatic sky in the top section. It's a simple image, there's not that many elements to it, but I think it'll work out really well. Hopefully if it does, I'll pop it up now. Well, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, exploring Barra and Vatersay, and even this harbour here at Eriskay is absolutely beautiful. Somewhere I'm really looking forward to coming back to and exploring in better detail. If you're interested, Dean Allen and myself are going to be running workshops here, a whole Uists island hop tour. So we're going to be running that next year. So if you're interested, I'll put the link in the description below. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. See you soon. Bye-bye.